Okay, what's up, you guys? Solomon here from the Progressive West. It's not going to be the most flattering angle. I'm going to have to move my camera a lot. I'm in a tree. I tried to film this video earlier from my car and my phone overheated, so I couldn't tell you guys all my thoughts before I got cut off. But I just want to come on here and get a few of my thoughts out onto the internet about Kamala Harris and this whole VP stuff going on. Everybody's speculating about who's she going to pick for her vice president. If she were, for the ticket, who's gonna be vice president if she wins. And there's a squirrel right there. Oh my God. Look, hold up. I think I scared him off earlier, but he's back. He lives here. Or she. Okay. Here's the deal. I haven't really given Kamala Harris much thought in the last few years because she's just kind of in the background, with the Biden administration. She didn't really have any kind of controversial moments, or she didn't do a lot of media appearances, and Joe Biden didn't really either. He was kind of hiding in his basement. So I didn't really have a lot of strong opinions on her or anything like that, except for my impression of her during the 2020 campaign, where she had run for the Democratic nominee before, and I wanted to just give my thoughts on the whole VP speculation and stuff. So, Kamala Harris. My friend Lee asked me the other day, Solomon, do you really believe in Kamala Harris or not? Or is she just kind of one of these candidates, these lesser evil candidates that you're just going to vote for? And what I told him was that I believe that she's got a pretty decent record, but no, she's not some kind of visionary. And in my mind, that's kind of what a progressive is someone that takes seriously the moral obligations of the kind of power that the presidency represents. And when you're the president, you're the most powerful person in the world, essentially. And you have a mandate to change the course of history for the better, for the working class, for the rights of animals, right? For the environment, especially at this crucial time in our history where we have years to take action, bold action on this stuff, on the climate. And we need to be mitigating it, and we need to be preparing for the worst, for what's coming. And does she meet the moment? No, not really. No, she doesn't. Someone like Maran Williamson would have met the moment. She was actually serious about what it meant to be president, right? She was serious about the fact that if she had the opportunity, she would have been a one-term president, because she would have just went in there and like a wrecking ball and just went after the corporations, done a Green New Deal, just tried to dismantle the entire military industrial complex and wage peace instead of war and all this stuff. You could tell Kamala's not a visionary, because if she was, the minute she became the presumptive nominee or got the endorsement from Biden, she would have gone on a rampage campaigning on all of the new policies that she had in her back pocket. She would have been like, okay, here's the deal. We're going to go do a Green New Deal. We're going to do Medicare for all. If she had any spine at all, she would have come out and said, I don't agree with the Biden administration on Netanyahu and the war in Gaza. Of course, it makes sense to a certain extent that what you say when you're actively vice president under Joe Biden has global implications for foreign policy. So maybe you can't come out and say that explicitly, but still you can give us something, right? And she didn't come out and say all those things. And then when she was running in 2020, this squirrel's just raining down flakes from a pine cone on me, which is hilarious. When she was running in 2020, she was running very tepidly on Medicare for all. But in her plan, she was like, oh, we're going to pass it, and then it's going to take 10 years for it to kick in. It's what? So theoretically, she could have won and done 2 terms in office, and after her 2 terms, still her healthcare plan wouldn't have been implemented. because you can serve for 8 years, and it would probably have taken her a couple years to get it passed in the first place. If she didn't have the votes for it in the, when she first gets elected, then she'd have to wait till the midterms to get the votes. It's like, it's crazy. And like, Bernie Sanders was like, look, we're going to do everything we possibly can to get this done in 4 years. Like, and I don't doubt at all that he would have showed up in the states of every single congressperson that voted against Medicare for All, and he would have berated them and shamed them until they voted yes. He would have done everything in his power to do that. So yeah, she's a liberal, not a progressive. And that's my definition of a progressive. It's a visionary. Not to say that I'm some kind of visionary, because I'm like, look, I'm not a politician. Like, I'm just some guy that supports the visionaries, okay? That's what I want to see in politics. I want to see people that are idealistic and, that are even overconfident, that are like pushing the boundaries a little bit, So here's the deal with the VP pick. So she has two choices. She could do the strategically advantageous thing. Well, both ways are actually strategically advantageous, but one is less so. Okay. She could do Josh Shapiro. There's more than just two candidates that she's considering, but she could do Josh Shapiro or Tim Walz. Those are the people that are in my mind. Tim Walz, Josh Shapiro. Josh Shapiro is the I just need to win Pennsylvania candidate. He's the I need to shore up Pennsylvania. It's a must-win state, so we're going to go with him. And he's not going to piss off the donors. He's not going to piss off AIPAC. He's gonna do the whole Israel line, and it's not gonna piss off the big donor base and all that kind of stuff. Or she could go with the lefty choice of all of the progressive Democrats. Everyone online seemingly is yelling from the rooftops, please pick Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota. Pretty sure it's Minnesota. Or is it Michigan? Michigan. Governor of Michigan, my bad. Pretty sure. And the reason why the left is coalescing around asking for Tim Walz is because he has a great record. He has a great record of being a fighter, of someone that passes actual legislation that's actually good, right? Like universal school lunch, and did the child tax credit, and he did all sorts of stuff with just like one person majority in the legislature, in like the Senate or whatever. And he's also like, he coined the whole term, like, these guys are just weird. Like, he's got this fight in him that's we haven't seen from Democrats in years, where like they've been way too polite with kid gloves. They don't call out the fascists. And this is Bernie Sanders' problem, was that as well. Like, he was way too easy on Joe Biden. He wouldn't call him corrupt. He wouldn't call him what he was. But Tim Walz is out here saying, like, look, these dudes are just weird. They're just freaks, man. They want to get involved in your sex life. They want to ban books. They want to, like, hurt trans kids. They're obsessed with this kind of stuff. Like, we care about the real policies, like the real economic bread and butter stuff. You need someone like that guy. And it would be idiotic not to go with him, because he's the one that started this whole trend on the internet anyway, where, like, everybody's running with this weird thing. And, like, he's the one that started it. So, like, of course, like, you need to go with him. Like, what did Ben Shapiro do? Like, nothing. Like, so he would be an olive branch to the left wing of the party, or like even left wingers that aren't in the Democratic Party, right? To left wing voters and young people. The enthusiasm would go exploding through the roof if she picked him, because it'll show that she's listening to the wishes of the base. It'll show that she's listening to what works and what doesn't, and it'll show that she's willing to cave to pressure, and that she's like open-minded to changing some of her policies based on like what people like think the vibes are, you know. But if she goes with Josh Shapiro, it's like gonna be like a spit in the face to the progressive wing, and you know, it's gonna be more of a risk for her. And I think she's gonna do it just because she wants to win Pennsylvania. But here's the thing. If she goes with the governor of Michigan, like, and you have an enthusiastic base of young people, like, you're not going to lose Pennsylvania. Like, they're going to fight for you in Pennsylvania. Like, and I'll tell you this. Well, if she picks Walz, like, I will campaign for her harder than I campaign for Bernie Sanders. Like, I knocked some doors for Bernie Sanders, but I didn't like campaign all that much for him. Like, I gave him a lot of money. I'm not going to give Kamala a lot of money because I don't have a lot. But I gave Bernie Sanders like over $500 over the course of his 2 campaigns. Like, and like maybe that doesn't sound like a lot, but like to me that was a lot. But like I didn't door knock like 1,000 doors or whatever for him. I just like a few doors, a few phone calls here and there. I did a few phone calls for Maran Williamson, you know. But if she picks WALZ, I will flip fucking Texas blue if I have to. And I'll tell you why. Because in order to beat back the fascists, we need to do what they did in France. In France, they did a coalition between the moderate, like more centrist wing, and like the lefty parties, the communists and the socialists. And they were like, fuck this. Like they saw like a right-wing victory impending and said, fuck this, we're not gonna accept this, we're gonna not let this happen. And so they came together and they did it. But in the United States, that can happen. That can and will happen. But you can't piss off the left while you're trying to do that. Because like the left is like, it's like herding cats, you know? Like you got them all together on the same side for one instant, and then the next instant you fuck up, and then everyone's gonna abandon you. You can't, like, she has to know this. She has to know this. Like, she's a career politician. Like, she has like a very liberal voting record in the Senate. Like, she has to know that this is how it works. So I just hope that her political instincts are, you know, with the times. It's like, you know, I have hope for her to like prove me wrong, that she's just like a liberal, you know, and like hopefully she does become a bold, you know, leader, and like hopefully she does really do some like bold policies when she's president. I hope she takes the mantle seriously when she gets in there, if she gets in there, and she has time to prove me wrong in her campaign. But I just, if she picks WALZ, that'll be a good sign that we're heading in the right direction, and that there's going to be room in the future for a more left-wing candidate to get in there. So that's what I think about Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and Josh Shapiro. I keep calling him Ben Shapiro, which is hilarious. Which is not a great look either, for her. Anyways, she should be announcing her pick in the next coming a couple days. So I'll come up back on to the channel and talk about my thoughts when she actually reveals who it is. And then I might have to fulfill that promise and make some phone calls. Maybe it'd be fun to do like a live stream or something where I'm like making phone calls, but I don't know if I could do that. I don't even know how to live stream, so to my 22 subscribers. So yeah, that's it from me. Smash the subscribe button, guys. I want at least 1 subscriber for every video I have out. That would be great. So I have 22 videos and 22 subscribers right now. So let's get that to 23. Let's smash the subscribe button. And this has been Solomon from the Progressive West, signing off. Bye, guys.